Class 12th, Subject Physics, 7th chapter, Wave Optics. From the chapter, let us see numericals from exercise. Numericals from exercise. Let us see numerical number 13, which is stated as white light consists of wavelengths from 400 nanometer to 700 nanometer. What will be the wavelength range seen when white light is passed through glass of refractive index 1.55? That is, in air, the wavelength range is 400 nanometer to 700 nanometer, and we have to find out the wavelength range in glass of refractive index 1.55, and therefore the given data for this numerical is lambda a1, that is first wavelength in air medium, that is lambda a1 is equal to 400 nanometer. Second wavelength in air, that is lambda a2 equal to 700 nanometer. Then refractive index of glass with respect to air is equal to 1.55, and we have to find out the two wavelengths in glass, that is lambda g1 and lambda g2. That means this 400 nanometer to 700 nanometer, this will be the wavelength range in air, and we have to find out lambda g1 and lambda g2, that is the wavelength range in glass. So let us see its solution. For that purpose, the refractive index of glass with respect to air will be given by the formula refractive index of glass with respect to air, that is Ng with respect to A, will be equal to speed of light in air upon speed of light in glass, that is Ca upon Cg. Further, it will be written as nu lambda A upon nu lambda G, where nu is the frequency of light which remains constant for any medium. And therefore, as C is equal to nu lambda, we have written Ca is equal to nu lambda A and Cg is equal to nu lambda G. Nu will get cancelled and we will get lambda A upon lambda G. So, as Ng with respect to A is equal to lambda A upon lambda G, therefore lambda G will be written as, that is, or lambda G will be equal to lambda A upon refractive index of glass with respect to air, that is lambda G equal to lambda A upon Ng with respect to A. Now by using this relation for lambda G1 and lambda G2, we can calculate the wavelength range, and therefore lambda G1 will be equal to lambda A1 upon Nga, and lambda G2 will be equal to lambda A2 upon Nga, and therefore we can write lambda G1 equal to lambda A1 upon Nga. Putting the value, we will get 400 upon 1.55, which comes out to be 258.06 nanometer. This will be the value of first wavelength in glass, that is lambda G1. Now second, we can write lambda G2, that will be equal to lambda A2 upon Nga. Again putting the value, we will get 700 upon 1.55. 700 upon 1.55, which comes out to be 451.61 nanometer. This will be the second wavelength, that is lambda G2, and therefore we can say that the wavelength range for that light when it is passed through glass will be from 258.06 nanometer to 451.61 nanometer. Now let us see next numerical, that is numerical number 14, which is stated as the optical path of a ray of light of a given wavelength traveling a distance of 3 cm in flint glass having refractive index 1.6 is same as that on traveling a distance x centimeter through a medium having refractive index 1.25, and therefore determine the value of x, that is distance covered by light through that medium we will have to find out. Now here optical path for both the media will be the same, and therefore let us see the given data for this numerical. Distance covered in flint glass, that is let it be dg, equal to 3 centimeter. Then refractive index of glass is given 1.6. Refractive index of that another medium Nm is equal to 1.25. And we have to find out the value of x, that is the distance covered through that medium dm. Dm is equal to x, that will be equal to question mark, that we will have to find out. Now let us see the solution of this. We know the relation for optical path. So optical path is nothing but it is the product of refractive index of that medium and the distance covered by the light in that medium, and therefore optical path will be equal to refractive index into distance covered. But in this case, for glass as well as for that given medium, the optical path is the same, and therefore we can say that the optical path in that medium must be equal to the optical path in glass, and therefore we can write this will be the optical path in that medium, that is Nm into dm. Nm into dm will be equal to optical path in glass, that is Ng into dg. Ng into dg, and therefore putting the values we can write 1.25 into x. 1.25 into x is equal to 1.6 into 3. Therefore from this we can find x, so that 1.2 will be shifted to right side, and therefore we can write x equal to 1.6 into 3, that comes out to be 4.8, and it will be divided by 1.25, which comes out to be 3.84 centimeter. 3.84 centimeter, which is the value of this x, that is distance covered by light in that medium, comes out to be 3.84 centimeter. Now let us see numerical number 15, which is given as a double slit arrangement produces interference fringes for sodium light having its wavelength equal to 589 nanometer that are 0.20 degree apart. That is the fringe separation, angular fringe separation is given, that is 0.20 apart. Now what is the angular fringe separation if the entire arrangement is immersed in water having refractive index 1.33? So first of all, that experiment is carried on in air. At that time the angular separation between the fringes is 0.20 degree. Afterwards that whole arrangement is immersed in water, so that the position of the fringes will get changed and angular separation will also get changed. That angular separation between the fringes we have to find out, and so that the given data for this numerical is, let this angular fringe separation in air, that is theta 1 is equal to 0.20 degree. So this theta 1 will be the angular fringe separation for air. Then refractive index of water is given 1.33, and we have to find out the angular separation theta 2, that is angular fringe separation when that arrangement is immersed in water. So if you consider the arrangement of this interference, it will be as shown. So here there will be the two sources which will emit light. These two light rays will now meet or interfere at this point P, and so that interference pattern will be produced on the screen. Let this point P lies at a distance equal to y from the central bright band O. Then distance between the sources and the screen is equal to capital D, and this will represent theta, that is the angular separation, angular fringe separation. Now if you consider this triangle PS2O, PS2O, this right angle triangle, then this will be angle theta. This distance is D, this distance is Y. And so that from this triangle we can write sin theta is equal to Y upon S2P, Y upon S2P. But in this case, this point P will be very close to this point O, and therefore this distance Y will be very small. Similarly, this S2P distance will be nearly equal to D, and therefore Y by D will represent sin theta, and therefore as sin theta is equal to Y by D, therefore we can write Y is equal to D sin theta, Y is equal to D sin theta. Now this expression we can use for both the cases, that is when that experiment is carried on in air and when it is carried on in water, so that in air we will get y1 is equal to d sin theta. This distance will be taken as y1 for air, and therefore y1 will be equal to d sin theta 1. And for when this arrangement is dipped into water, at that time this distance will be considered as y2, and therefore y2 will be equal to d sin theta 2. And therefore we can write in the first case, that is for air, when that experiment is carried on in air, at that time d sin theta 1 will be equal to y1. And in the second case, that is for water, when that experiment is immersed in water, at that time d sin theta 2 will be equal to y2. Taking ratio of these two equations, we can write d sin theta 1 upon d sin theta 2 equal to y1 by y2. dd will get cancelled, and therefore we will get sin theta 1 upon sin theta 2 is equal to y1 by y2. Let it be equation number 1. But we know that this distance y will depend upon capital D as well as this distance small d as well as the wavelength of light, and that relation is given as y will be proportional to lambda d upon d. Y is proportional to lambda d upon d, but in this case this d and d, both d, as d and d are constant, these two distances will be kept constant. Distance between the sources and the screen and the distance between the two sources will be kept constant, and therefore as d and d are constant, therefore we can say that y will be proportional to lambda. Or if y1 and y2 are the distances and their respective wavelengths lambda 1 and lambda 2 are there, then we can write from this equation y1 equal to lambda 1 and y2 is equal to lambda 2. Again we can write taking the ratio y1 by y2 equal to lambda 1 by lambda 2. From these two equations, y1 by y2 equal to lambda 1 by lambda 2. Let it be equation number 2. Then now refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium, that is refractive index of water with respect to air, will be equal to C1 by C2, that is velocity in first medium divided by velocity in second medium for that light, that is C1 by C2, which will be written as nu lambda 1 upon nu lambda 2, again where nu is frequency, so nu will get cancelled, we will get lambda 1 by lambda 2, that is refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium is equal to lambda 1 by lambda 2. Let it be equation number 3. Now from equation number 1, 2 and 3, we can conclude from equation 1 it is sin theta 1 by sin theta 2 equal to y1 by y2, but from second equation y1 by y2 equal to lambda 1 by lambda 2, and therefore we can write sin theta 1 upon sin theta 2 equal to lambda 1 by lambda 2. Similarly, from third equation, lambda 1 by lambda 2 equal to refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium. And therefore, from 1, 2 and 3, all these three equations we can write sin theta 1 upon sin theta 2 equal to lambda 1 by lambda 2, which will be equal to refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium. And therefore, we can further write by considering only these two relations, sin theta 1 upon sin theta 2 will be equal to refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium. And therefore we can write sin theta 2 is equal to sin theta 1 upon refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium. And therefore putting the values we can write sin theta 2 equal to sin theta 1 is 0.20 degree upon refractive index is 1.33, which will be further written as this degree will be converted into minute, that is sin of 12 minute upon 1.33. 0.20 degree comes out to be 12 minute, and that will be equal to sin of 12 minute is 0.0035 divided by 1.33, and therefore sin theta 2, which will be equal to 0.0026, or theta 2 will be equal to sin inverse of 0.0026, sin inverse of 0.0026, which comes out to be theta 2 equal to 9 minutes. Now this minute will be converted into degree, which comes out to be 0.15 degree. So this will be the required angular fringe separation when that experiment is immersed in water, that is theta 2 equal to 0.15 degree. Now let us see next numerical, that is numerical number 16, which is stated as in a double slit arrangement, the slits are separated by a distance equal to 100 times the wavelength of light passing through the slits. Then we are asked two questions from this. A is, what is the angular separation between the central maximum and the adjacent maximum? Then B is, what is the distance between these maxima on a screen 50 centimeter from the slits? And therefore let us see the given data for this experiment, that is distance D is given 100 lambda, that is 100 times wavelength, D is equal to 100 lambda. Then capital D distance is equal to 50 centimeter. Theta, that is angular separation between the central maxima and the next successive maxima, that we have to find out, that is theta. And then D sin theta, this factor we will have to find out, D sin theta. And therefore let us see the solution of this. For maxima, we know the condition for the maxima. For the maxima, D sin theta will be equal to n lambda. D sin theta is equal to n lambda, that is for the bright band. D sin theta equal to n lambda, where n takes values from 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. And therefore from this relation, as D sin theta is equal to n lambda, therefore sin theta is equal to n lambda upon D, and theta will be equal to sin inverse of lambda by D, since n is equal to 1. This n is taken as 1, and therefore sin theta will be equal to lambda by D, and therefore theta will be equal to sin inverse lambda by D. That will be equal to sin inverse, putting the value lambda upon 100 lambda. lambda will get cancelled and we will get sine inverse of 1 by 100, which comes out to be theta is equal to sine inverse of 0.01. And if we find out the sine inverse of this 0.01, it comes out to be theta equal to 0.9 minute. 0.9 minute, or which will be equal to 0.01571 radian. 0.01571 radian. This will be the required angular separation. Now let us see second. The distance between these maximas, which is given as d sine theta. That d sine theta will be equal to d into lambda by d, which will be equal to, here 50 into lambda upon 100 lambda, 50 into lambda upon 100 lambda will get cancelled, and we will get 50 by 100, that is 1 by 2, which is equal to 0.5. And therefore we can say that d sine theta is equal to 0.5 centimeter. D sine theta will be equal to 0.5 centimeter. And now let us see next numerical number 17, which is stated as unpolarized light with intensity I0 is incident on two polarides. The axis of first polaroid makes an angle of 50 degree with the vertical, and the axis of second polaroid is horizontal. What is the intensity of light after it has passed through the second polaroid? And therefore for this numerical, given data is initial intensity I1, that will be equal to I0 by 2. That is, intensity of light passing through the first polaroid will be equal to maximum intensity I0 by 2. Then theta 1 will be equal to 50 degree, the angle made by the axis of first polaroid, theta 1 equal to 50 degree. Then for second polaroid, theta 2, that angle will be equal to 90 degree, and we have to find out the intensity of light passed through the second polaroid, that is I2. So I1 is the intensity of light when it is passed through first polaroid, and I2 will be the intensity of light when it is passed through second polaroid. And therefore for this, the solution will be as, let us see the solution. The intensity of the light passed through the second polaroid, I2 will be given as I1 cos square theta, which will be written as I1 is I0 by 2, cos square theta. But this theta will be further written as I0 by 2 into cos square theta 2 minus theta 1. That theta will be replaced by theta 2 minus theta 1, and therefore I0 by 2 cos square theta 2 minus theta 1. And therefore I2 will be written as I2 equal to I0 by 2 into cos square 90 minus 50. Cos square 90 minus 50, which will be equal to I0 by 2 cos square 40. I0 by 2 cos square 40. So we have to put here value of cos 40, and therefore we can write I2 is equal to I0 by 2 into cos 40. So cos 40 is 0.7660 and its square is there. And therefore I2 will be equal to I0 by 2 into 0.7660 square, which will be equal to I0 by 2 into 0.5867. This is the square of this value of that cos theta. So 0.5867. Simplifying it, we will get I2 is equal to 0.2933 I0. So I0 into this, that is 0.2933 I0. This will be the intensity of light when it is passed through second polarize. And now let us see the next numerical, that is numerical number 18, which is given as: in a biprism experiment, the images are observed in the focal plane of the eyepiece at a distance of 1.2 meter from the slits. The distance between the central bright band and the 20th bright band is 0.4 centimeter. When a convex lens is placed between the biprism and the eyepiece, 90 centimeter from the eyepiece, the distance between the two vertical magnified images is found to be 0.9 centimeter. Hence determine the wavelength of light used. So in this case, we will have to find out the wavelength of light used. So the given data for this numerical will be as: capital D distance, that is distance between the sources and the screen, will be equal to 1.2 meter. It is given. Then distance of 20th bright fringe from the central bright fringe will be equal to Y20, that is equal to 0.4 centimeter, which will be converted into meter as 0.4 into 10 raised to minus 2 meter. So this is the distance of 20th bright fringe from the central bright fringe. Then let phi1 is equal to 90 centimeter. Phi1 is equal to 90 centimeter, that is equal to 0.9 meter. Then distance d1 is equal to 0.9 centimeter. d1 is equal to 0.9 centimeter, which will be equal to 0.9 into 10 raised to minus 2 meter. And we have to find out the wavelength of light used, lambda. For that, first of all, we will have to find out the fringe width or bandwidth W, which will be given as fringe width W is equal to Y20 upon 20. As on the interference pattern, we have considered 20th bright fringe from the central bright fringe. Therefore, for that distance, the 20 bandwidths or fringe widths will be there, and therefore one bandwidth will be calculated as W is equal to Y20 upon 20, distance between the central bright band and 20th bright band divided by 20, because in that distance 20 fringe widths will lie, and that will be equal to, by putting the value, 0.4 into 10 raised to minus 2 upon 20. And therefore W will be equal to 4 into 10 raised to minus 3 upon 2 into 10. Simplifying this, we will get 2 into 10 raised to minus 4 meter. So this will be the bandwidth or fringe width, that is 2 into 10 raised to minus 4 meter. Now U1 will be equal to, D minus Phi1. D minus Phi1, that is, this U1 will be equal to D minus Phi1, which will be written as 1.2 minus 0.9. 1.2, that is the total distance D between the sources and the screen. Now lens is placed there, therefore distance between the sources and the lens and screen and lens, that will be given here, and therefore U1 will be equal to D minus Phi1. Phi1 is given here, and therefore that distance will be equal to 1.2 minus 0.9, which is equal to 0.3 meter. And therefore, as D1 by D equal to Phi1 by U1, D1 by D equal to Phi1 by U1, we can write D is equal to D1 U1 upon Phi1. D1 U1 upon Phi1, that will be equal to 0.9 into 10 raised to minus 2 into 0.3 upon 0.9. 0.9 into 10 raised to minus 2 into 0.3 upon 0.9. Solving this, we will get D equal to 0.3 into 10 raised to minus 2, 0.3 into 10 raised to minus 2, which is written as 3 into 10 raised to minus 3 meter. 3 into 10 raised to minus 3 meter. So now after calculating this D, now the wavelength lambda will be calculated. Wavelength lambda we will have to calculate it. It will be given as WD upon D, because W is equal to lambda D upon D, and therefore lambda will be equal to WD upon D. Putting the values, we will get 2 into 10 raised to minus 4 into 3 into 10 raised to minus 3 upon 1.2. Solving this, we will get lambda equal to 6 into 10 raised to minus 7 upon 1.2, which comes out to be 5 into 10 raised to minus 7 meter. It will be converted into angstrom unit as 5000 into 10 raised to minus 10. Rearranging this power, and we will get lambda is equal to 5000 angstrom unit. So this is the required wavelength of that light used. So lambda is equal to 5000 angstrom unit. Now let us see next numerical, that is numerical number 19. In Fraunhofer diffraction by a narrow slit, a screen is placed at a distance of 2 meter from the lens to obtain the diffraction pattern. If the slit width is 0.2 millimeter and the first minimum is 5 millimeter on either side of the central maximum, then find the wavelength of light used. And therefore, let us see the given data for this numerical. For this numerical, D will be equal to total distance, D will be equal to 2 meter. Then Y1D, that is distance of first dark fringe or first minimum on either side of the central maximum is 5 millimeter. That will be equal to 5 into 10 raised to minus 3 meter. Then A, that is equal to 0.2 mm. A is equal to 0.2 mm, which will be equal to 2 into 10 raised to minus 4 meter. 2 into 10 raised to minus 4 meter. So that A is nothing but the slit width. Slit width is equal to 2 into 10 raised to minus 4 meter, and we have to find out wavelength lambda. So we know the relation YMD equal to M lambda D upon A. YMD equal to M lambda D upon A, that is for any mth band, mth fringe, this formula will be there. But in this case, M will be equal to 1 because it is first dark or first minimum, and therefore we can write lambda will be equal to, from this lambda will be equal to Y1D A upon D, Y1D A upon D, because from this M will be equal to 1, and therefore lambda will be equal to Y1D. See here, lambda will be equal to Y1D into A upon this capital D, and therefore Y1D A upon this D, because M is equal to 1. Now putting the values, we will get lambda is equal to 5 into 10 raised to minus 3 into 2 into 10 raised to minus 4 divided by 2, which comes out to be 5 into 10 raised to minus 7. 5 into 10 raised to minus 7, because here 2 will get cancelled and only 5 will be left. So 5 into 10 raised to minus 7, and therefore lambda will be equal to again 5000 into 10 raised to minus 10, which comes out to be 5000 angstrom unit. 5000 angstrom unit. So this will be the required wavelength of light used.